How to make your own training plan by yourselves. In the previous video we talked about the advantages of a training plan, and in this video we will see how to make it ourselves. The training plan really consists of the exercises, the reps, sets and personal notes. What, how and when we will write the plan will depend on what we will focus on, whether that is bodybuilding, strength training or general health. It differs because in every approach we focus on different result, which makes the way we train different. For example, bodybuilding training tend to have more training volume than strength training, and strength training tend to have more volume than training for general health. What is training volume I will explain later in this video. There are also other things that play differently, like rest periods, training effort and rep ranges. I will explain about those later, but for now I will explain briefly about each approach, and you will need to choose an approach based on your schedule and preferences. I will guide you all the way to set up your training plan. We will start by choosing an approach, then I will explain about exercise selection and the things that come with it. You will see once we get there, but for now I will explain about each approach. Bodybuilding. Bodybuilding training is a program suited for those who want to maximize their muscle growth and have aesthetic and balanced physique. And to do that they put a lot of effort, about 8 hours or more of intensive training every week. This is not the best approach for most people as it requires a lot of time and people with limited schedule don't have. Strength training is very similar to bodybuilding, but it's still slightly different. In strength training you will focus on lifting heavy weights for low reps and resting for longer periods of around 2 to 5 minutes. And the end goal is to get stronger, and that's it. And very straightforward. That's also why it requires less adjustments and volume in the training plan. Normally 6 hours every week is enough most of the time. General health. Training for general health, on the other hand, is very minimalistic approach as you mainly train to sharpen your body. It requires way less time than a bodybuilding plan and even less time than a strength training plan. That's why it's recommended for most people. Now after you chose your approach that mostly fits your time and goal, it's time to write it down on a paper. Don't keep watching from now, just take a note and write it down. Even notes on your smartphone is enough. Okay, now you need to select the exercises, reps, sets, rest periods, the split type, and how to find how much to lift. Sounds like a ton, but don't worry, we will cover everything, and if there is something you don't understand, feel free to leave your question below. Exercise selection. I will leave in the description 3 lists, one for each approach we talked previously. In each of them there will be a list of exercises you can choose from based on your approach you chose before. The muscle group of every exercise targets and the recommended rest periods between sets will be there as well. Just want to let you know that most if not all of the exercises in the list will be the same for all approaches, but the rest periods and rep ranges, which we will talk about now, will be different. Rep ranges. How many reps you should do? Well, it depends on your approach, and for every approach the amount of reps you should do is different. We measure the reps with the rep range instead of a singular rep count like 12. All you need to know is to perform enough reps so that your last rep will be in the rep range. Of course, you can cheat this method by picking lightweight dumbbells and hit that rep range without much effort, but we will talk later on how to avoid that. For bodybuilding, the rep range is between 8 to 16. For strength training, the rep range will be between 1 to 8. And for general health, you can choose either of those. Personally, if you're not sure, I would recommend between 8 to 16. The split type. The split type is how we split the workout throughout the week based on our preferences and schedule. There are different types like push-pull, full body, upper-lower or even a customized one. I will explain briefly about each of these in the description. The reason the split type is so important is because it's what keeps us consistent. Because if you have a schedule, the split type is what allows the workout to fit in that schedule. Sets. A set is a collection of reps and the amount of sets is the number of times you repeat that collection. For example, if your approach is bodybuilding and your rep range is between 8 to 16 reps, like we said earlier, in the first set you did 15 reps. In the second you did 14 reps, a little less, as the muscle gets fatigued. And in the last rep you did 12. In this example you did a total of 3 sets. It's recommended to do 3 sets for every exercise in a given session. That means that if in a week you have 4 training sessions where you repeat the same exercise 3 times out of the 4 sessions, you will do 3 sets every session, which will be 9 weekly sets in total. How to find out how much you should lift is another common question, and the answer is quite simple actually. So far we understand the rep range we should do, so what is left is to find a way that allows us to reach that rep range, but with high difficulty. When you go to the gym, pick a weight that you think you can lift for a number of reps in the rep range and then adjust the weight accordingly. Training volume. training volume is the number of weekly sets you do for every muscle group. This number can be different for every approach. For bodybuilding it tends to be between 9 to 12, and for strength training it's around 9. And lastly, for general health it's about 6 weekly sets. Knowing the training volume will help us check how many times we need to repeat certain exercises throughout the week. For that you will need to know the muscle every exercise targets, which is mentioned in the workout already, and organize those exercises enough times in the plan according to your approach training volume. Rest between sessions. After every session, 48 hours is required to let the muscle fully recover before targeting them again. This means you have two options: either have a space of 2 days between every session, or know which muscle group you targeted the other day and make sure you don't target them the next day. The majority of you will only need 3 workout sessions every week, so you only need to adjust it according to your schedule. Know that if you decide to follow splits such as push-pull or upper-lower, you won't need to adjust the exercises in the plan as it's already designed in the split. So far we understand that it's a lot of stuff to keep in mind, so let's organize it with steps. First, check out the docs and find your approach. Write down the required volume, exercises, rep range, and rest period between sets. Second, choose a split from the docs or make a customized split. Third, check out your schedule for free time and write down the days you can train on and how much time exactly you have. Fourth, organize the exercises in the fourth session in the week according to your chosen split or preferences, then do it for the rest of the days while keeping in mind the recovery time and the required volume for your approach. Fifth, once you finish setting out the plan with the days you can train on based on your schedule, write the reps, sets, and the rest period of each exercise in each training session. 6. Once you go to the gym, check the weight you need to lift to be in that rep range with some effort according to your approach, and write the weight in your plan. Do it for each exercise. 7. Every so often you can increase the difficulty by increasing the weights, reps, or even just adding another set, but we will talk about it more in the future post. I covered all the basics you need to know to start making your own training plan, but if you have more questions, feel free to leave a comment. As you start training and progress, your workout plan will change as you adjust and improve. And it's natural as your goals and schedule can change, so learning to get used to it is important. This video took me a long time to make, so please, if you found this video useful, share it with anyone that is interested in working out so more people can benefit from it. And for now, see ya till next time.